Okay. Yep, I think everything's going okay. Hello, SolarLune here, and this is a little devlog video, another one for Gearend. I'm going to try putting these out a little more often, if I can keep up my development pace, which I feel like I'm unsure of. I'm pretty productive recently. I've been doing, some stuff behind the scenes, changing some code around. Also, this is recording at a nice little clip using OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. Turned up the profile to ultra fast and changed the kilobytes per second to boost it a little bit so that it's not too low quality, but also seems to record faster than having it on very fast or whatever the previous setting was. So a lot of the things I've been doing have been refactoring BGHelper, which was my one of my Python modules. I'm basically going to consolidate all of my modules into that, and so that's going on while I'm working with Gearend as well. So, and then I'm also, changing Gearend around, adding stuff and things like that. So one of the things I added for Gearend, this little, well, actually I never showed this. I implemented a little map system, which you can see is actually kind of buggy. Not entirely sure how I'm going to deal with it. But yeah, basically it's shooting rays to find out where you can walk and where you can't walk, and using that to form the world. As you can see, it's not completely accurate. Oh dear, it's not completely accurate, but yeah, it's pretty. It's not completely accurate, but it's pretty close. So that's good enough to at least let you know where you can and cannot walk. Things you can interact with now have a little icon over them that pulsates. It shows A, even though I'm using the keyboard and mouse here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Well, I know what I'm going to do about it. I just haven't done it yet. And that's to change the animation to be like an E key if you're using the keyboard and mouse, and have it be the A button otherwise. Other than that, you can see I'm wielding a giant gun. This is a rocket launcher. Okay. And if you left click, you can shoot rockets. But before that, you'll notice this guy actually is a little more dangerous when you get him down to 1 health point left, or 1 hit left. Well, actually, let me kind of go back. A lot of the refactoring I've done on Gearend as well can be seen here. I haven't just been working on BGHelper, but also on the code base of Gearend. I've refactored like everything, so I'm going to show you a little bit about that as I continue with this little devlog. But one of those things is that pretty much the player as well as enemies have a critical state where they start smoking and glow red, and basically that's when the character or enemy has like less than 33% health left, somewhere around there. So the good thing about this is that I have something in my AI for the bladed sentry enemies, this guy, that basically says if you're critical, then he moves a lot faster. Oh dear. Yeah, he moves a lot faster, and he's a lot, well, he doesn't really take more damage, he just moves faster. So it can be a little more unpredictable to fight him because, he's bouncing around a lot. And I just launched a rocket from pretty much point blank range, almost obliterating my health. So yeah, I've been refactoring a lot of the code, and you can see I'm going super critical right now, where I'm smoking and things. But anyway, left click shoots that rocket. It starts off slow and accelerates. And so that's part of the refactoring I did, was that projectiles have an acceleration rather than just a constant speed. The projectile spawning and weapon attack code has been moved to weapon classes. So basically, the code for the player doesn't actually shoot the bullet. The code for the weapon shoots the bullet, but the weapon that he's wielding is not the class itself. Like the class, it's not an object in the game. The weapon, it's a class in Python. And that's what gets referenced to shoot. So it's not like this actual gun is shooting a bullet. It's just a representation. I still have to animate some stuff, but it works pretty well. It's pretty comfortable overall. It's pretty good to add stuff to. And you can see the rockets have a massive blowback, which is useful because you can do things like bomb jump. So I might have that. Ouch. That would have just killed me. That would have just killed me. But you can do things like bomb jump to hop around and traverse the level, so I'm probably going to add that as a puzzle element to the game, or at least I might, because I have a lot of parts planned for the game, and so if you get bomb jump like this, then it kind of takes away from the capabilities of the other parts. If there's a flying part, it wouldn't really be that useful, since bomb jump pretty much is useful for traversing anywhere. I think I might want to lower the kickback a little bit. It seems like super duper strong, so I might do something about that. Yeah, this is a little too much, but it's fun. It's pretty fun to jump around with and shoot enemies with. So anyway, that's pretty much what I've been working on. Part of the things I've been working on for the BGHelper module have been other things. So I mentioned this before, but the refactoring with the BGHelper module, I had all of my stuff in separate files, like my trail, well, my trailing code for like scarves and light trails behind objects, that was in a file. The BGHelper module was in a file. Joystick profiles was in a file. My BG input module was in a file. So it was like all these different files, and it really didn't make sense. And the BGHelper file itself was really crappy because of just how poorly organized it was. So what I ended up doing was kind of refactoring everything and starting over with everything. So part of Gearend is running through BGHelper in terms of like the input module, input sensing and stuff like that, input binding. So it's pretty useful. I made a helper function. It's in BGHelper.window. I haven't committed this yet, but basically what it allows me to do is lock the resolution of the game to a aspect ratio. So no matter what width I set it, it goes ahead and sets the height to be according to the correct aspect ratio. And you can see, well, a little bit of a tunnel effect there, but you can see the difference if I don't maintain the aspect ratio, and you can see that's the code call right there, bghelper.window.maintain ASR, or maintain aspect ratio. And if we don't maintain the aspect ratio, and the game is set to scale the window, you know, when we stretch it, then stuff like this happens. Or stuff like this happens. And it's kind of still playable. It's not like it's not playable, but it's almost not playable. So maintaining the aspect ratio is pretty nice. Pretty nice to have that functionality. Also, I didn't show this, but full screen mode on key press. Again, another one function. If you press F4, it goes to full screen mode. Press it again, go back. It goes back. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Pretty simple. You probably don't want to use like the maintain aspect ratio. Hold on, I think I just saw something. I might have just seen a bug. When I switched back, it looked like the GUI was like not where it should have been. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe, yeah, I guess I was just, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you might not want to run the maintain ASR with the full screen on key press, but anyway, that works fine. Something else, audio-wise, this video might be a little cruddy because I'm not taking the time to go push it through Audacity to remove the noise and stuff. This is just supposed to be a devlog, and so it's not supposed to be like a professional video or anything like that. I just want to be able to throw these up a little quicker. Something I've been experiencing is kind of the same block that I've experienced on Gearend, where Valkian, where I don't feel like making new areas. I don't feel like progressing in the game. You know, that's it frustrates me, but I don't really feel like making the village. I don't really have any ideas for it. So this is gonna go one of two ways, or at least it could go one of two ways. One, I could stop working on Gearend, haha, or two, I could fix it and figure out why I'm having trouble making the village, or making the different areas, or making the transition areas between areas. Figure it out, fix it, and get back, kind of creating. I've been working on, some useful stuff, but none of it's really like what I need to be working on in terms of like making more core content. Although, weapons and stuff is nice, but like, kind of fleshing out the story, fleshing out the dialogue, that's kind of tough. It doesn't really come that easily for me. But anyway, that's something to consider. So I'm going to walk through a little bit of this. You know what? It's been a little while, I guess. Let me go ahead and split this up into two videos. So I guess there's no real point to split up into two videos. All right, we'll just make this super long. No, let's split up into two videos. That's it for this video. I'm gonna pick this up in part 2.